lot of people feeling a lot of pressure to bring a date home to mom and dad. A new survey says 73% of singles feel the weight of familial expectations when getting together for the holidays.
That's a lot of singles.
You ever felt that?
Never.
Would you ever ask somebody who wasn't actually your girlfriend to be your girlfriend for a date to a family get-together so that you seemed like you weren't single?
I think of a lot of the things you could do for Christmas, that's probably the dumbest thing you could do.
Well, surprisingly, 40% of people say they've done it. 40%.
Why? I don't understand that whatsoever. It makes no sense to me. You're going to introduce your whole family to this guy that you're not dating. You're going to pretend you're dating him. You're going to have to entertain him the whole time, or him or her the whole time. And then guess what? The next time you see your family, what are you going to do? Bring somebody else?
Yep.
The following time you bring somebody else, and then all of a sudden, people aren't saying, oh my gosh, Isaiah's single. Or, oh my gosh, Claire's always single. They're going to be saying, oh my gosh, Isaiah's just a revolving door. He can't hold down a woman.
Your theory holds some water because while 40% of people admit they've asked somebody to pretend to be their date for a family get-together, 53% say they've been a fake date for a family get-together. So that means...
Is that worse? Is it worse?
You cook the numbers on that one. That means people are doing it more than once, helping out other extra folks over and over again.
If somebody asked me to be a fake date, though, I would be a great fake date.
Yeah, no, you could do it.
But at the same time, I'm not putting myself in that situation. I'm going to volunteer to get introduced to a girl's entire family. That's like the toughest part of a real relationship.
Yeah, that's right.
Of your actual girlfriend, when you have to go to her family Christmas and get introduced to everybody and awkwardly sit there and they'll ask you questions. That's tough enough as is.
Try to not look like a fool in front of the dad.
Then
that's the worst.
I'm gonna do a fake version of that.
Yeah.
That I get nothing from. I'm getting nothing there.
Oh, there's come on, there's got to be a trade-off.
Oh, I'm getting something? What am I getting?
I don't know.
Getting a free meal?
She owes you one.
Love that. Not worth it.
I have so many questions about this. Actually, I think we need to bring it back. And let's put this out there. 40% of people have done this. Have you ever done it? Have you ever asked somebody to be your fake date? Fess up. Or have you ever been a fake date? 877-2-RADIO-U. And I've got a few more questions I want to ask too coming up next.
This is Radio U's Worst of the Riot.
40% of people, according to a survey, have asked somebody to be their fake date to a family get-together, to kind of keep up appearances, seem like they're not single, to impress the parents, I suppose. Isaiah thinks how would you describe it? Stupid?
I think it's just a bad idea.
Dumb idea.
I think the risk versus reward here is wild.
But now I haven't seen anybody as of yet that has texted in saying that they've done this. They don't want to admit it. But
admit it.
Susanna gets at a good thing that I was going to ask, and that is, so 40% of people say they've asked somebody to be their fake date. Susanna says, Isaiah, have you ever seen a rom-com? The person you bring with you will eventually fall in love with you.
That is how it works in the movies.
And so that was going to be my question. Of the 40% that have asked, what percent did it with that actual intent in mind?
Well, you had to think that one of the two people did. The other person didn't.
50% of the people that agreed to it, in other words.
See, I'm thinking either the person who's asking actually is interested in you.
Yeah.
Or the person who's asking thinks of you completely friend-zoned, and the person on the other side is like, I still got a chance.
Yeah.
And then when they get asked, they're so excited. They're like, this is my shot.
Yeah.
I'm going to go meet your family. I'm going to get out of the friend zone. I'm going to do it this Christmas. And then you get there, and you leave, and you've never felt more in the friend zone than right then.
That's what you think actually happens.
Yes.
That's the real life.
That's the
version
real
of
life
it.
scenario, yes.
I also was going to ask, 40% of people overall say that they've asked somebody to be their fake date for a holiday gathering. What percent, we don't have a breakdown, what percent of that do you think is guys versus gals that have done the asking?
That's a good question, because I can see both sides of it.
Yeah.
I feel as if there would be more pressure on the gals, right? That's where the pressure is.
I think so too, yeah.
Because even if, like, who's putting pressure on a guy to bring him, I guess maybe
It could
so.
happen. It could happen.
Both sides.
But yeah, see, yeah, and you're right that the gals may be less likely to, they think, I can just ask him. He's my buddy. He's my friend. I trust him. He's not interested in me. But
Gremlin.
He is.
Absolute gremlin he
Probably
is.
yeah. So yeah, out of that 40%, I bet you it does skew towards ladies that are more likely to ask a guy to be their fake date for a family get together. And then finally, again, we don't have the breakdown. 40% overall have asked somebody to be a fake date for a family holiday get together. What do you think the prime age for that is my last question.
Well, it's going to be somebody who has been single for a while.
Mm.
You wouldn't do this if you were like 20 years old because there's no pressure on you. You're so young.
Right.
You're in college, whatever.
Mm.
I'm thinking it's got to be between the ages of like 27 and 34.
You think so?
I would say so.
Where you're like young enough that you still want to impress your family, whatever, but also young enough to still be stupid. Like 34, you might be at the tail end of like, well, that's a dumb idea, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And
Why do I care? Why do I care, you know?
And how many 34-year-olds have like a friend that would do that for them?
It's apparently 40%.
Yeah, 53%. 53% said
53%.
they would agree to it. They have agreed to do it before. See, I think for guys, it's younger. If you're 20, you want to impress. You might not even want to impress your family. You want to impress your friends. Like, yeah, this is my girlfriend.
It's my
I just want
girl.
to have somebody. Don't want to seem like I've been striking out at college. But yeah, gals, it might be older. You're getting, later 20s, and you're thinking, people are starting to wonder why it's not working out for me. I got to impress them. So
I think bringing a fake date's crazy. I think you would be better off just saying that you do have a girlfriend. She just couldn't show up.
she's from Canada.
She lives far away.
Goes to a different school.
Maybe you guys will meet her next Thanksgiving
You wouldn't know her. Yeah. She's traveling actually.
because
right
she's
now.
a traveling doctor.
Uh-huh.
Wasn't that a great Riot clip? While you're here, you should watch more of our videos and subscribe so you don't miss what we do next.